You could have heard a pin drop in that courtroom. I mean, every single person froze, holding their breath, eyes locked on this little kid who couldn't have been more than 5, shoes squeaking across the polished floor, brown hair all wild, dress hanging off her shoulders like a borrowed costume. And up at the bench, Judge Catherine Westbrook, sharp as ever, sitting in that wheelchair that's been her world for the last 3 years. Hands folded, just watching. Now, in 20 years, she's seen plenty every flavor of weird, but never a child this young walking up during trial, especially not a trial as serious as this one. But that's exactly what happened. The kid stopped at the bench, looked up with these bright green eyes that had more sparkle than most adults ever have. And no lie, she says, clear as a bell, so everybody in the back row heard. Judge lady, if you let my daddy go free, I promise I'll make your legs work again. You can picture the whole room explodes. Some folks laughing, some looking like they'd just seen a ghost, others shaking their heads. But the judge, she didn't laugh. She just stared at this little girl, something softening in her that hadn't been touched in years. Let me back up for a second because how we got here, that's a story. A few weeks earlier, Robert Mitchell Lily's dada's just a regular construction worker. Big heart, tired eyes, does everything for his little girl. He's been on his own ever since his wife passed, raising Lily, who's different from other kids. She's got brutal asthma, sometimes wakes up coughing, can't breathe. Robert works every hour he can get, but it's never enough. He sold his car, his watch, even his wedding ring to pay for medicine. Then, one morning, Lily gets real sick, high fever, can barely talk. Robert panics, checks her forehead, calls his boss begging for an advance. Gets nothing. He's out of money. The pharmacy won't give him anything on credit. He's desperate. That night, with his daughter barely sleeping, Robert makes the call. He puts on his jacket, kisses her, and slips out to the pharmacy on Elm. The place is busy. He wanders the aisles, heart pounding, finds what she needs, medicine and a special breathing treatment. He can't pay for it. Not a chance. He tries to walk out with it hidden in his jacket, but a security guard catches him at the door. And when Robert tells him about his sick daughter, the guard just shakes his head, calls the cops. Robert is arrested in front of everyone. And back home, his little girl is alone. News spreads fast in small towns. Their neighbor, Mrs. Henderson, finds Lily crying, gets her to the hospital in time. But that's not the end, because now child services are involved, and Lily's going into foster care until Robert's case is sorted. The judge on the case? Catherine Westbrook, 3 years in a wheelchair after a car accident. Strict but fair. Everyone knows her. The morning of the trial, the whole town packs the courtroom. Some want Robert freed. Others want the law to be the law. The prosecutor, David Chun, lays it out straight. Stealing is stealing, no matter why. Robert's lawyer, the public defender, does her best, but the law is the law. Just as it's about to end, Mrs. Henderson walks in holding Lily's hand. The whole room watches as the little girl sees her dad and runs straight to him. She hugs him, tells him she knows he was just trying to help. Judge Catherine says, the law is clear. There have to be consequences. And that's when Lily, without asking anyone, walks right up to the bench and says the thing that shocks everyone, promises to heal the judge's legs if her dad goes free. It sounds impossible, even crazy. Some people laugh. Some are angry. But Catherine, sitting there, feels something crack open inside her. She wants to believe. She wants to hope. So, after what feels like an eternity, she does the unthinkable. She postpones Robert's sentencing for 30 days. If Lily can fulfill her promise, if a miracle happens, charges dropped. If not, Robert faces even more time. The days that follow, you'd think Lily would be scared. But she's not. She hums while eating cereal, swings her legs, tells her dad she's got a gift. She reminds him of times she's helped others' neighbors who healed quick. a boy whose broken arm mended in half the time. Robert starts to wonder if maybe, just maybe, his little girl is something special. Meanwhile, Catherine can't stop thinking about Lily. She tries to work, but keeps replaying that moment in court. Eventually, she calls Robert, asks to meet Lily outside of court. They meet at a park. No judge's robes. No court. Just two people by a pond with ducks. Lily teaches Catherine how to dance again, even from her chair. They feed ducks, laugh, share stories. Lily tells her, "Your legs aren't broken. They're just sleeping. It's your heart that needs to wake up." But then life being what it is, trouble hits. Catherine's wheelchair tips by the pond. She hits her head and winds up in the hospital, unconscious. The whole community crowds the waiting room. Doctors say things look bad. Robert and Lily arrive, and even the prosecutor shows up, apologizing for not believing. Lily insists she can help, says she needs to guide Catherine's spirit home. Against every rule, the doctor gives her 5 minutes. Inside, Lily sits by Catherine's bed, talking softly, reminding her of their dance, of all the hope she still has. Something changes a machine steady. Catherine's fingers twitch, and finally, she wakes up. At first, she's just confused, but she remembers Lily's words. The dream of a path made of light. And impossible-ish starts to move her legs. Doctors can't explain it, but everyone sees it. Catherine is healing. The judge drops all charges against Robert, gets him a job with health insurance, and thanks Lily for reminding her that love can heal anything. Weeks later, Catherine walks slowly, with a cane back into her courtroom. She tells everyone, miracles happen when love is stronger than fear. And the whole room knows it's true, because they've seen it. 6 months pass. Catherine marries Dr. Harrison, dances at her wedding, and Lily is the flower girl, her dad beaming with pride. And as they all celebrate, Lily leans in and says, "The best thing about miracles is once you see one, you start believing anything's possible. And that's the real magic. Not just healing bodies, but healing hearts, making everyone believe that something beautiful can happen, even when all hope seems lost. Miracles, it turns out, are real. You just have to be willing to see them."